So we got Paul listening in Arkansas. Paul, welcome to the program.
Hey, pastors, can you hear me?
We do.
Okay, wonderful. Two questions, same context. I called another Q&A ministry out of Texas. I'm a trucker. And I asked, I understand the Bema seat, the judgment, and of our rewards. Then he corrected me, said it wasn't rewards, it's reward. And then my second question was, what would our reward or rewards be? That's the difference from maybe stronger believers. And I was using it as an example, Billy Graham and myself. Well, he went into the parable of the vineyard owner and how he hired them at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., told me Jesus is an equal opportunist. I thought that was a parable to tell people that no matter how late it is, you can always receive salvation. So I never got an answer. Is it reward or rewards? Because I always hear other preachers saying rewards. And is there a difference of our reward or rewards for someone who, like Billy Graham, 50, 60 years, and myself, 10 years? Thank you.
Yeah, good question. Some of this might, and I don't want to, judge the other commentator, but, technically, salvation is the broad reward that the redeemed receive. Everybody receives salvation. And in the parable of the vineyard workers, Christ is really telling the Jews, do not be jealous that here you've served me for 2,000 years as a nation, and now I'm giving salvation to the Gentiles right out of the gate. So that parable was really for them. But Christ is clear that there are varying degrees of reward, because there are also varying degrees of punishment. I mean, Jesus says, great will be your reward in heaven to one group. And he talks about in the judgment, he says, those who had 2 talents that turned it into 4 talents, they're going to get rewarded. Those who took the 5 and turned it into 10, they're going to get a greater reward. He says, I'll put you over 10 cities. So there's several parables where Jesus says there's varying degrees of rewards. He also said, the person who did not know his master's will and disobeyed is beaten with few stripes, but he who knew his master's will and still disobeyed is beaten with many stripes. So both in punishment and in prosperity or blessing, it seems there are varying degrees of rewards.
And if you look at the verse in Revelation 22:12, Jesus says, behold, I'm coming quickly, and my reward is with me to give to everyone according to his work. Now we know that we're not saved by works, we're saved by faith, and yet we are rewarded by works. So just as each person has different works, there are different rewards. For example, you might have somebody who gives their life as a testimony of their faith. They martyred for their faith in Jesus. Their reward in heaven might be a little different than someone who lives a fairly good life, but maybe has never really been involved in bringing somebody else to Christ, at least not sacrificing to that same extent. So there are varying rewards based upon our works, and yet our salvation is based upon our faith.
And even on earth, Jesus, every now and then, he'd look at somebody like the centurion or this Syrophoenician woman, he'd say, how great your faith is. So he recognized varying degrees of faith even during his earthly ministry.
Does that help, Paul?
It does, and thank you, because that answer was not even close to what I got. And because Billy Graham did have a butler, and I didn't, when we get to heaven, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too. I just want to be there.
That's right.
That's right. And you know what? Also, the parable, you're absolutely right. The greatest reward is what Jesus did on the cross so we can receive salvation. Everything after that, kibbles and bits.
That's right. That's just the gravy.
And of course, you also read in the Bible that the redeemed in heaven take their crowns from their heads and they lay it at the feet of Jesus, and they say, you are worthy to receive praise. So there's going to be no selfish ambition in heaven for sure.
Thank you.